Inflammatory cytokines are what can heal and regenerate when you get acute issue, but also it is what causes this chronic inflammatory state that can lead to all kinds of diseases. So if we have a vagal nerve that isn't working well, it doesn't have good vagal tone, we're not going to get enough of this production of acetylcholine, and then we're not going to have this modulatory effect of how many inflammatory cytokines are produced. It doesn't have a shut-off valve. So we get an injury and it just keeps on becoming inflamed and never totally heals. We need to stop it. Welcome back to The Root Cause with Dr. Jake. I'm Dr. Jake. I'm a naturopathic medical doctor and integrative physician. I have real conversations with real patients to show you how to heal your body down to the root causes without any harmful drugs or surgeries. I'm here today with my co-host and patient to talk about how the vagal nerve has an effect on our inflammatory state.
Yes, Dr. Jake, thank you so much for having me on the show today to talk with you about the vagus nerve today. And it seems like there's this hidden inflammation pathway that this vagus nerve plays a role in. And, as more and more people are learning about it, I think it's just fascinating to find out, some of these powerful ways that it impacts our health. And more, you've talked so much in past episodes about inflammation and that being one of the number one causes for almost all health issues. And so seeing that, wow, we can influence this by better understanding our vagus nerve and knowing how to take care of it, I think is really impactful. But first, before we start jumping into inflammation specifically and how that all works, could you explain to us what role the vagus nerve plays in just the general role of why it regulates inflammation in the body?
Yeah, so the vagal nerve sends signals throughout the body. It sends this little neurotransmitter down, and this neurotransmitter can have effect on modulating the immune system.
Well, from what I've learned when it comes to inflammation and the immune system is when the immune system sees a problem in the body, it immediately goes, okay, we need to fight. We need to fight this problem. So it goes out and it sends all the T cells, it sends all the B cells to go over there and fight it. And all of that fighting and attack, this war that's happening in our bodies, one of the effects is inflammation. It's sending all of this extra blood and energy over there to solve the problem. Now, from what I understand, that's perfectly good and healthy and normal. We want that, but it's when it's chronic that it's a problem. We should have a problem. There's temporary inflammation that happens in the body as our immune system begins to fight it. And then after it's solved, the inflammation should calm down and our body get back to a balanced, anti-inflamed state. Am I correct on that when it comes to the benefits of inflammation and where it goes wrong?
Yeah, for sure. We need inflammation. It's how we heal and regenerate, right? But the problem is when it's chronically happening all the time. That's when it causes the health issues, for sure.
So now that we know that inflammation is not necessarily a bad thing as long as it's temporary, it's when it's chronic that it becomes a problem. Now I would love to really dive into, okay, well, how does the vagus nerve play a role in that when it comes to the health problems, right? The chronic issues that we're dealing with. So can you first explain, there was a term that you've used before, and I'd love to have just a really explained out. Can you explain the cholinergic anti-inflammatory pathway, and how does it work through the vagus nerve?
Yeah, so the cholinergic anti-inflammatory pathway is so the vagal nerve and other nerves throughout our body produce acetylcholine. Vagal nerve is one of them, makes the most acetylcholine. And acetylcholine has an effect on the immune system, like the macrophages. It has an effect on how many inflammatory cytokines that are released. Inflammatory cytokines are what can heal and regenerate when you get acute issue, but also it is what causes this chronic inflammatory state that can lead to all kinds of diseases. So if we have a vagal nerve that isn't working well, it doesn't have good vagal tone, we're not going to get enough of this production of acetylcholine, and then we're not going to have this modulatory effect of how many inflammatory cytokines are produced. It doesn't have a shut-off valve. So we get an injury and it just keeps on becoming inflamed and never totally heals. We need to stop it. So if we don't have this cholinergic anti-inflammatory pathway working right, we're going to just have chronic inflammation happening all the time, running rampant. We just don't have the regulator anymore at that point.
And we see how this impacts health, right? So, can you give us some examples of like what are some conditions that have been linked to low vagal tone and this higher systemic chronic inflammation that you're talking about?
Yeah, so some conditions that are related to this low vagal tone because of the inflammatory issues that is caused by it is like cardiovascular disease, digestive issues like inflammatory bowel disease. It can lead to arthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, or even osteoarthritis. And then it can even lead to psychological disease like depression, anxiety, or even insomnia because of the inflammatory issues that happen in the brain. What we're learning in science now with psychological disease, it's not just neurotransmitter imbalance. The real true root cause of it is inflammation in the brain causing these neurotransmitter imbalances. So if we don't have good vagal tone, that could be a piece of why we're depressed or we have a certain cardiovascular disease or we have gut issues. So it's very interesting of how just one nerve can have such a great effect on so many other health conditions.
That makes a lot of sense. I remember listening to a Dr. Huberman podcast maybe just a few months back. And for those people who haven't heard of Dr. Huberman, he's a like a neuroscientist at like some big college out in California, and he's got a podcast. So he's often talking about brain type of topics. And there was one where he was actually breaking down the differences between um, uh, uh, antidepressants and some supplements and its impact on depression. And one of the ones he brought up was how omega 3s really like made almost as much or if not more of a difference on depression symptoms than antidepressants. And he was talking about because of the discovery that a lot of people with depression, it's actually caused by inflammation in the brain, which you're referring to here, which is why we could see how something like fish oils in that situation might be really helpful. So we see now from what you're talking about that the vagal nerve modulates our immune system, and one of the ways is by modulating how our body produces inflammation. In a healthy state, it's going to produce inflammation for temporary purposes as we fight certain infections, and then it calms down. But when our vagal nerve is not toned, it's not behaving properly, we're stuck in a sympathetic state and our body is not doing what it's supposed to do. So one of the side effects that you're bringing up is that our inflammation never calms down. It's never told, hey, it's time to relax now. We're good. And so it stays in this chronic state, which keeps the immune system going, oh my gosh, we're in a war still. And then it builds on it like a domino effect, where then we start to see chronic conditions that are really, really hard on our health because of this chronic inflammatory state that just gets worse and worse and worse. That's where we lead to cardiovascular disease, gut disorders, arthritis, depression, and so forth. So, for someone who is wondering, is my vagal tone doing okay, right? What are some ways that they can measure that? What are some ways that they can kind of tap in and go, hey, how's my vagus nerve doing? How's my inflammation doing? They're wanting to nip things in the bud, prevent any long-term issues, and start getting things taken care of early before cardiovascular disease starts happening and so forth.
Yeah, it used to be really difficult to be able to really measure the vagal nerve tone. We usually just based it on symptoms and we just treated it and see if it got better. But now we have all these cool devices like Apple Watches or Rings or other devices that can track our heart rate variability, also known as our HRV. So if we have a low HRV, that means that our vagal nerve isn't working appropriately and we need to do some treatments to help it. Also, to check inflammation throughout our body, we could do some blood tests like a C-reactive protein, also known as a CRP, or a ESR, known as the estimated sedimentation rate, to check our inflammatory state and see if we need to do anything regarding our inflammation going on through laboratory work.
So for someone who might come, they get an Aura ring or an Apple Watch, they check their HRV, they find that their HRV is low, which in this case is not a good number. We want it to be high in order uh, to display that our vagus nerve is responding properly. They might go and they come in, let's say, to see you, because I know that you do blood labs like this all the time. It's just like, standard procedure. You always are checking CRP and things like that. And they find out, hey, yeah, they've got some vagus nerve issues, right? It's leading to some of this chronic inflammation and so forth. What are some natural ways that people can stimulate their vagus nerve in order to reduce the inflammation in their body.
Yeah, some natural things that you could do to stimulate your vagal nerve tone is you can do some humming. You could also do meditation. Breathing exercises like deep breathing can stimulate your vagal nerve. Cold plunges, that stimulating effect of the cold will stimulate your vagal nerve. So those are some of the natural things that we can do that are pretty easy to do to stimulate our vagal nerve.
I mean, it really what it seems like you're talking about is de-stressing exercises, right? Just ways to bring our body back into a parasympathetic state, and doing that more often. And I feel like, as Americans, especially, like we're just go, 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 that we're often just not resting enough and not doing the things enough to actually put ourselves in a place of rest. And how critical rest is to healing. I mean, even like standard medical doctors have, you'll go to have a cold, and what do they say? They go home, drink lots of water, and rest. Like that's not just, something to just shoo you away. Like there's real truth in that, right? Resting is really important. Now, for someone who might have some more advanced issues, right? And, breath work, humming, all of those things are good, but they might need more advanced therapies to really reduce the inflammation in their body, get their vagus nerve back into a place of resting, despite their attempts to do other things. What are some suggestions that you have?
Yeah, some of the therapies that we can do to really the therapies that we talked about at home that are really gentle techniques. You need a more direct approach or more aggressive approach to stimulating the vagal nerve. Is I use a vagal nerve stimulator. This is a very easy thing to use too. This is a vagal nerve stimulator right here. So you put a little bit of gel on here. You fill your carotid artery because your vagal nerve goes along right next to the carotid artery. So you feel that, you find it, and then you place this right on it, and then you turn it on and you increase its stimulation. It's a little electrical signal, and then it will start the drooping of your mouth, and then you have a good stimulation of that vagal nerve. And you just do it for 2 minutes, twice a day. And this is the strongest thing we got to actually stimulate vagal nerve tone. So I love using this technique when people are having when I see someone have poor HRV, or I'm seeing that their symptoms are related to poor vagal nerve tone. Some other things that we can do to help heal and regenerate the vagal nerve is we could use IV nutrient therapy with glutathione. We could use hyperbaric oxygen and red near infrared light. These work on deep down healing the mitochondria inside the nerve cells to stimulate regeneration and healing and getting the nerve working how it should again.
And all of these types of treatments are treatments that you offer in your office, yes?
Yes, I offer all these therapies in my office.
So that's wonderful. So anybody who is listening and you're thinking, I'm dealing with some vagal nerve issues. I've got some inflammation issues. I've tried the breath work. I've tried the humming. It's made very, little difference for me because of how advanced my issues are. They want to come in and be able to, see Dr. Jake. I mean, Dr. Jake, obviously he offers, the vagus nerve stimulation, the IV therapy, the hyperbaric, the red light, but he also has the lab work and diet plans. I mean, for me, I know he's looked at even like food sensitivities. I mean, it's such a puzzle, right, of what is going on in our body and how the vagus nerve has influenced so many different issues, so that it all can put together for a comprehensive plan that can get us back on healing. And this is what he does, right? So for those of you who want that level of support, you can schedule a 45-minute consultation with Dr. Jake, which is, I mean, incredible, because most doctors, they'll give you 7 minutes, right? So 45 minutes to be able to talk with him, go over your symptoms, come up with a plan for being able to figure out what the root cause issues are, what you can do to come in and get the treatments that you need to be able to get to healing. You can do that by going to drjakewellness.com/schedule. Or if you're like many people I know and like to do it the good old-fashioned way, and that's actually calling his office, you can call him at 801-938-7965. Dr. Jake?
Yes, if you want to learn more about your vagal nerve health and you're watching YouTube, click my videos to the right. I'm Dr. Jake, and I'll see you there.